The real reason success feels lonely. Nobody warns you about this part of success. They tell you about money, they tell you about freedom, they tell you about respect, but they never tell you that success can feel painfully lonely. Not because you lost people, but because you changed. And today we're going to talk about the real reason why success feels lonely and why almost everyone is unprepared for it. Stay till the end, because the last truth might change how you see your entire journey. Part 1, the myth of company at the top. Most people believe success brings crowds, more calls, more messages, more attention. And yes, at first it does. But what people don't realize is this: attention is not connection. When you start moving ahead in life, you stop needing constant validation. You stop chasing approval. You stop explaining yourself. And slowly, conversations become shallow. You're no longer excited by gossip. You're no longer entertained by complaints. You're no longer comfortable wasting time. So even when people are around, you start feeling alone because you're present in the room, but not on the same wavelength anymore. Part 2, success changes your values. Before success, your goals were simple: survive, fit in, be accepted. After success, your goals change. Protect your time, protect your peace, build something meaningful. And here's the uncomfortable truth: most people don't grow at the same speed as you. Not because they are lazy, not because they are bad, but because growth is painful and most people avoid pain. So when you choose discipline over comfort, long-term thinking over instant pleasure, purpose over popularity, you automatically walk a path fewer people are willing to take, and fewer people on the path means more silence. Part 3, why people start treating you differently. Success doesn't just change you, it changes how people see you. Some admire you, some feel inspired, but many feel uncomfortable because your progress becomes a mirror that reflects their excuses, their procrastination, their unrealized potential. And instead of changing themselves, they slowly distance themselves from you. Not openly, not aggressively, just quietly. Less calls, less invites, less interest. And one day you realize you didn't push people away. They stepped back. Part 4, the burden of responsibility. Success also comes with responsibility. People now depend on you, your family, your team, your future self. You can't afford careless decisions anymore. You can't afford emotional chaos. You can't afford to just go with the flow. So you start thinking before speaking, planning before acting, choosing long-term peace over short-term fun. And that level of self-control isolates you because very few people understand the pressure of having something to lose. Part 5, you can't share everything anymore. One of the hardest parts of success is this: you can't share your problems freely anymore. If you complain, people say, "Look how successful you are. What are you even complaining about?" If you stay quiet, they say, "You've changed." So you learn to carry things alone. Your stress, your doubts, your fears, not because you want to be strong, but because you have no choice. And slowly, loneliness becomes a habit. Part 6, why this loneliness is actually a sign. Here's the part nobody talks about. This loneliness is not a curse. It's a signal that you're no longer living on autopilot, a signal that you're thinking independently, a signal that you're becoming self-aware. Great thinkers, leaders, creators, builders, they all experience this phase because growth requires separation. Just like a rocket must detach from its base to reach space, you must detach from familiar patterns to reach your potential. Part 7, the difference between loneliness and solitude. There's a big difference between being lonely and being alone. Loneliness is emptiness. Solitude is clarity. When you learn to sit with yourself without noise, without distraction, without validation, you discover who you really are. And that's when loneliness transforms into power. Part 8, What success really demands. Success doesn't demand talent alone. It doesn't demand luck alone. It demands emotional independence, the ability to walk alone without feeling lost, grow without applause, stay disciplined without supervision. Most people quit not because they fail, but because they can't handle the silence that comes before success. Part 9. The final truth. If success feels lonely right now, you're not broken. You're not arrogant. You're not ungrateful. You're evolving. And evolution is isolating. But remember this, the loneliness you feel today is preparing you for the strength you'll need tomorrow. Because the higher you go, the fewer people can breathe at that level. If this video resonated with you, you're probably walking a path most people never will. And that's exactly why you feel the way you do. Stay strong, stay focused, because not everyone is meant to understand your journey. But those who do will find this video. Subscribe for more truths people don't talk about.